Hey guys, welcome. Video service information here. Today we're looking at this 2014 Nissan Rogue. The customer just said, basically having some transmission issues. Wasn't quite certain what was going on with the transmission. So a little parking lot road test, we noticed it did have a vibration coming from the transmission. Vehicle's only got around 66,000 miles on it. Did a quite quick swipe of the transmission fluid, and here on the finger, it's I mean, there's a little bit of debris in it, but it's still showing kind of clear, and sometimes it will. Went ahead and scanned the vehicle, and it does have the CVT JUDDER code, which is the P17F1 code. Took a quick look underneath, didn't see any signs of external leaks on the transmission anywhere, as it was all dry. So went ahead and got the authorization to further investigate the situation with the transmission, and went ahead and pulled the transmission pan down. And prior, you can see that on the stick, the kind of fluid is kind of looking okay, but here you can see there's some debris build up on the magnets. I'll get it zoomed in here, and the fluid is dark. You do want a nice clear, almost like a varnish is what this fluid looks like from Nissan when we put it in. Get another image here of the magnets. You could see some metallic here build up on these magnets. With that P17F1 code, the procedure with Nissan is to go through and inspect the sub-assemblies, the belt or chain, if you will. Look at the clutch pulleys, transmission pulleys on the inside, and see if there's any scoring. But by the time you price out sub-assemblies, valve body, sometimes it's more cost effective if it's out of the Nissan warranty just to recommend a new CVT unit. And most likely on this one we'll recommend a unit because it's out of the mileage for the Nissan warranty, so it'll be the customer in paying the bill on this one. So yeah, guys, Nissan recommends that you inspect the fluid like I believe it's every 10,000 miles or so, or when you bring it in for service. But a lot of times this gets overlooked and nobody ever checks it. And then if they do put like a universal stick down in the dipstick tube to check the transmission fluid, like I had previously shown in the video, sometimes there might not much that shows up on the stick, and the metallic and the dirty debris is laying on the bottom of the pan, so you physically have to drop the pan to inspect the fluid. Looking at the Nissan service interval here, you can see, I'll scroll down here to the CVT section. And right here it says CVT fluid. Like I said, maintenance interval inspection. See 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles, 30,000 miles, 40,000 miles. But if you go down into the note area, one here it says use only genuine Nissan CVT fluid. And then if you're towing a trailer, using a camper or car top carrier, or driving on rough or muddy roads, inspect CVT fluid deterioration at a Nissan dealer every 60,000 miles and change the CVT fluid if necessary. And if the inspection is not performed, change, not just inspect CVT fluid every 60,000 miles. Then you go down into the severe driving conditions. So basically, for example, if you're in New England, we have 90, could be 90 degrees in the summertime, maybe 20 below in the wintertime. So I consider that severe conditions. So you get temperature change, condensation building up in the oil. And under the severe driving conditions, which would fall under, is repeated short trips of less than 5 miles, repeated short trips of less than 10 miles, when outside temperatures remaining below freezing, operating in hot weather. So if you live in Arizona, you would want to change the transmission fluid every 20,000 miles also, because that's considered severe conditions. Excessive idling, low speed driving on long distances. So police, taxi, if you're doing Uber or Grubhub or anything like that, where you're stopping and going all the time, that's considered severe driving also. Driving in dusty conditions, driving on rough, muddy, and salted spread roads. So obviously New England, salt spread roads, is what it is. Towing a camper, using camper or car top carriers. So those are all considered severe driving conditions. So conclusion on this, basically, I would change the fluid every 20,000 miles or every 2 years if you're not doing that many mileage on it. It's pretty hard to find ideal driving conditions. You'd have to be maybe driving on highway 55 miles an hour all the time at 70-degree weather every single day. Might be considered ideal conditions, but that's pretty much impossible to find because we do have temperature change and so on and so forth. So a lot of people might say, Nissan transmissions, CVT transmissions are garbage or junk or whatever. But there is such thing as preventative maintenance. If you guys change the fluid when you're supposed to, you may get more mileage out of your transmission. Like I said, follow the Nissan recommended services. And if you're in any type of severe driving conditions, change the fluid at 20,000 miles. A lot of times I talk to customers and I ask them, I said, have you ever changed the transmission fluid? They're like, yeah, we changed it last week, but it's still doing it. Well, that's not preventative maintenance. Preventative maintenance is you continually change it before you have a problem. So just keep your transmission serviced. Don't forget your fluids, and other various things like your front differentials, rear differential, transmission transfer case, and engine oil. Just keep up on the maintenance, and your car will pay you back. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified every time I put up a new video. Have a nice day.